Big Bill, or is there a connection between the spiritual and the blues?
The main thing about a spiritual is it's just some people in the world they don't feel no different. But the people that really believe in those songs, spiritual songs especially, most of all is that the same as me. When I was in the South, I really believed in them, and when I was playing this fiddle, I wasn't even allowed to bring my fiddle home. I had to leave my fiddle in the woods, away from home, to come home, and I couldn't even play nothing like that around my family because they didn't believe that a sinful person should be around in the churches unless he's going out to go to the mourners bench to get a religion, as we call it. And today I feel the same way. I think it's the worst thing that I ever heard in my life is when I hear these blues singers now, these days, and some of the quartet singers and things. They got them all mixed up. They got blues, spirituals, and jazz, swing, and all that mixed up together. It's all right to mix the blues and jazz and swing and rock and roll. That's all right. But when they go to mixing spirituals up, I think they're just killing the whole feeling of the people. Because there is people really in the world still believes in that. They believe in that the church. And but the fellows that don't believe in it, they should leave those people alone and just stay on the blues like I do. If they feel like singing a spiritual, it's all right, sing it, but don't mix them together. All the things that I do know, I got it from my uncle and my mother and father now. That they sung these spirituals way before the people started singing the things that I'm singing today, even before these tunes come up. And so they didn't do any mixing up because my mother and my father, neither one never did sing a blues or nothing like that. But my uncle sung everything. But I've heard him say years and years ago they didn't know anything about the tunes that we sing recently. But the same melody, the things when he started to singing them and calling them reels, we call them blues today. But in that time they didn't have no connection at all with spirituals. At that time. But now they have. They all is the same. Because the ideas of the people, they all think it's all the same. So one little fella still saying that it ain't, it don't mean a thing. So I just let them say it, and I just still feel the way I feel. I don't believe that the people that's got the blues, they got more different ways of singing and more different style of music. Why don't they stay on their own style and stop bothering the church people with theirs?
Bill, you're talking about the jukebox numbers, dropping a diamond and getting close to heaven.
That's right.
But Bill, what about you, though? You a blues singer. You sing a spiritual once in a while.
Yeah, I know them, but I don't sing them the same. No, they're different.
Well, when you sing a spiritual, what happens?
Well, I feel the spiritual when I sing it. That's just like when I get ready to sing a blues, I change the feeling change and I go to the blues. But I sing spiritual because I still love them. I don't sing them and try to dominate or try to make fun of it like people is doing. They tell you that spiritual is nothing but the blues. Well, if anything, the blues ain't nothing but a spiritual. Because the spiritual was first, so if it's any stealing done, it was the blues singer stole from the spiritual.
That's what Mahalia Jackson said.
I know it. It's just no ifs and ands about it. I go to see my uncle every year, and he was born back in slavery time. And in slavery time, they didn't know nothing about this kind of stuff that we know now. They all they knowed was spirituals. Some of this stuff got tangled up between the Mississippi Negro and the Arkansas Negro and the Louisiana jazz men. And finally they got smart enough and they finally worked it all out, and here it come up, and we was playing hot stuff on guitars then and fiddles. But it wasn't jazz. It wasn't the same as the Louisiana jazz, but we was playing it in Mississippi at that time. And then finally we got so we could play jazz, and we got horns and things in Mississippi, and they started playing clarinets and things just like they did in Louisiana.
Bill, how would you sing a spiritual?
Well, there's so many of them that I do know. I know a gang of spirituals in my lifetime. And there's so many of them now that I sing them on a beat now, which they shouldn't be.
Bill, would you like to tackle, say, one that you sing so with this train?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I can play that. I know Mahaley and I heard Rosetta do this once too. It's good. But I can't do it like them.
You do it like Big Bill. Shouldn't it?
I do it nightclub way. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers, no hypocrites, no midnight ramblers. This train bound for glory. This train is bound for glory now. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Don't ride nothing but the righteous and the holy. This train bound for glory. This train is built for speed now. This train is built for speed now. This train is built for speed. Fastest train you ever did see now. This train bound for glory. This train don't carry no liars. This train don't carry no liars. This train don't carry no liars, no hypocrites and no bar flyers. This train bound for glory. This train is going on a journey. This train is going on a journey. This train is going on a journey. Why it takes you boys no returning. This train bound for glory. This train you don't pay no transportation on. This train you don't pay no transportation on. This train you don't pay no transportation. No Jim Crow and no discrimination on. This train bound for glory. This train don't carry white or black boy. This train don't carry white or black on. This train don't carry white or black. Everybody riding is treated just alike on this train bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory now. This train is bound for glory. Nothing riding but the righteous and the holy. This train bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Had a blues feeling, though, Bill. You still had the feeling of belief at the same time as you
people don't know the
singing.
difference, they think it's the blues. Nothing.
Maybe it's just grown out of use to listening to words, maybe, Bill. Listening to meanings. I don't know, because in a slow blues, it's the lyric that's so important.
The hardest thing in the world to try to do is try to explain your way of feeling about different things. So it's the same thing about the people in Mississippi and Arkansas and Georgia, Texas, and places like that. Why they've been really tortured and done around and pushed around, and they make up their songs. And they sing about it, and in their churches, and in the places where they sing. Well, people that have never been into them kind of thing, he don't know what's going on. He don't know. I realize it now because I've been in places where people do sing serious songs of what happened to them in their lives. Well, it didn't happen to me. I have never had a bomb to drop in Chicago. Never was no bomb dropped here. Never was no bomb dropped in Mississippi. Nothing like that. But what I know about a bomb, only time I see a bomb is a picture of it. I never saw one really in my life. Never had my hand on one. See? But those people over there, they know what it means. They see a plane coming over late hours at night and something fall and destroy their homes. It never does like that happen to me. So it's the same thing with them. When they're singing about those troubles they have there, the same thing with me. When I sing about my trouble, my mule died and I can't even get nothing to work my farm that year, and so I lose all the cotton and everything dies. He don't know nothing about that.
This, then, is the blues, and
that's the blues.
Singing something that is your life very close to you. You can't make it up. It has to have happened to you.
That's right. The blues come from actually life.
Bill, what about another part of the blues? The talking blues. What's a talking blues?
Well, my uncle learned me that years and years ago. Of course, I've added a lot of different parts to it, but they learned that before they learned how to sing. That's why I tell you that a lot of these things that they're doing today was done way before I was born. And he said that they used to talk these things, and then they learned how to put melody to it, as they call it, the word they can use for it now. But they call them tunes in them days. And I guess it's the same thing. So they learn how to learn to talk these things and say the words, and then they learn how to sing them. Yes, One day I was riding along on my old mule, minding my own business, and I wasn't bothering a soul. So I see the raccoon and the possum. The raccoon was up the cinnamon tree, and the poor possum, he was on the ground. And I heard the possum holler up to the raccoon, say, "Hey, bub, will you throw me some cinnamons down?" And the raccoon hollered down to the possum, said, "Look, bub, say, you in the shade laying down. Now, what you worried about?" So I spurred my mule and I went riding on down the road, minding my own business, and I wasn't bothering a soul. So I see the rabbit and he was in the pea vine. So I said, "Hey, bub," I said, "why you going?" So he bucked his eyes and he curled his tail. He said, "Look, bub, say, I'm looking for muscadine." So I spurred my mule and I went riding on down the road, minding my own business, and I wasn't bothering the soul. So I see the little red hen and a rooster. And I heard the little red hen said to the rooster, said, "Look, bub," says, "I ain't gonna take this sitting down." Said, "Me, you're hatching all white, black, and brown, and you out catfishing all over town." So I spurred my mule and I went riding on down the road. So I see the beautiful girl. So I said, "Hey, lady, are you married?" She said, "No, bub, and never been kissed." I said, "Well, look, I got a $20 bill and a Cadillac car. And I know it's a cute little place right over the hill." She said, "Hey, bub," said, "the heck with your Cadillac car, but keep talking about that hill and them $20 bills." So I spurred my mule and I went riding on down the road, minding my own business, and I wasn't bothering a soul. So finally I rode into town, and I see the man stand at the window pulling off his clothes. Every time he pull off a piece, he throw it out the window. So I said, "Hey, bub," I said, "what goes?" He said, look, bub, if you know what I paid for this room and what's in it, them clothes I'm throwing out the window will be out of style when I come down.